Niagara Falls Democratic primary for City Council.
Thanks, Lou. Now joining me is Vince Anello, who is one of the victors in the Democrat primary here in the city of Niagara Falls. Vince, congratulations.
Well, thanks.
Now,
thank you very much.
Your hat's back in the ring. You served in the city council.
4 years.
Took a pounding, as anybody who sits in city council, and you're coming back for more.
Exactly.
Tell me why.
Well, first of all, let me just say God bless America.
Okay.
And for the first time, I can say that my tie is better than your tie.
Yes, it is.
Because I know you're famous for
You
your
got
ties.
the states all on that.
Yeah.
I should get one of those. I know.
But I truly believe, that Niagara Falls is, my city, is where my family lives, and I think it's important that, we're involved and try to do what's best for the city. Unfortunately, the city of Niagara Falls is poor. Jobs are scarce. And, because of that, I think there's always seems to be a contentious atmosphere at City Hall. I certainly, when I lost the election 2 years ago, I certainly didn't take it as a personal attack on me. Certainly, I think it was an attack on the system, and I became one of the victims of it because. I'm very proud of the record I had in 4 years at City Hall. I certainly, I have a reputation of being one that did, being an individual that did his homework, an individual that was willing to talk to anybody, anywhere, and discuss the issues. But unfortunately, the situation is that it's a very difficult little town. And
I think, Vince, too, that the voters out there, especially in the city of Niagara Falls, are searching. They're searching for the answer.
Oh, exactly.
And so far, and that's why I think we've seen some trends, and which is yours kind of an unusual case, because the trend has been not necessarily to return incumbents.
Right.
And in fact, not only have you been victorious tonight, but Councilman Walker.
Exactly, and I'm very happy of that. I think it's very important that Charlie Walker comes back to City Council. I think he's a fine councilman and certainly deserves to be back. I think the atmosphere of City Hall has been different in the last 2 years. I certainly don't agree that the way the campaign went 2 years ago. A lot of answers have been given. I don't think the answers have been found yet, and a lot of statements were made during the campaign by the council candidates on how they were going to change the system and how they were going to find this and find that. The truth of the matter is, in the city of Niagara Falls, there's nothing to find. We're broke. We have to have an austerity budget. We have to get serious about what we need to do. We need to concentrate on basic services and understand that the money's not there. Now, I'm not here tonight, to send out the bad news. This is something that's already at City Hall, but somebody has to say it.
But don't you think people, I think not only in the city of Niagara Falls, are like ready for the truth?
And I think that's why I'm going to wind up going back to City Hall, because as you can see from the numbers, even though they're unofficial numbers, there's about 96 votes between Charles Walker and myself. And he's the incumbent, the endorsed candidate of the Democratic Party. I was not endorsed by my party, and I feel proud of the fact that the question that I was asked for my endorsement, I answered the way I did. And I think people are looking for individuals who are independent, but want to work for the taxpayers of the city of Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
And I think people are starting to see that in me. And maybe that message I should have, gotten out earlier. But the fact of the matter is, this is the way I worked the 4 years that I was at City Hall.
Okay. Well, I think that some of this is becoming bigger than parties.
Exactly. And you know that if we do finally understand that an austerity budget is what we need and we have to work with, party lines won't mean a darn thing.
No, it doesn't. Now, you will have the Republican line in November, so you have a high probability of success of being returned to that.
Yes, and I feel good about the response of the people in this primary. The primary wasn't as great a turnout as we expected, but this whole country is suffering under a great situation right now. I want to thank all the voters that voted for me tonight, and I'm proud to be a taxpayer in the city of Niagara Falls. I know there's a lot of work to be done, and I'm proud of the fact that the people are looking to send.
Gentlemen, and going to be joined